The weather forecast with Coloca and its multipurpose banquet hall, Il Palazzo.
Bonsoir and welcome once more, ladies and gentlemen, to the weather forecast. Hope you had an excellent day. We would between tonight and tomorrow morning have a calm weather across the nation, with the lowest temperatures expected around the Adamawa and northern regions as low as 13 degrees. In the Adamawa region, 14 in the northwest and 16 degrees in the north region. The east to be as low as 18 degrees, 20 degrees in the south, 17 in the littoral and the southwest region would expect as low as 19 degrees. In the west region tonight, there would be no chance of precipitation in the entire region, and by morning, Bafang, Baham and Banjul are expecting the least temperature at 16 degrees. And in the center region this night, there would be no chance of rainfall in the entire region, and same thing by morning with Yaoundé and Fu expecting the least temperature at 21 degrees. And onto the far north tonight, there is no chance of precipitation in the region, and by morning, Mokolo and Mora are expecting the least temperature. And of course, you can transport yourself over the bridge of Ngeli without any fear of water overflow. Thank you for watching and do have a good night.
Prime Minister Joseph John Gute has been given a hero's welcome to the southwest region, where he is inspecting sports infrastructure as instructed by President Paul Biya. Voters are rushing to collect their cards a few days to the February 19 elections. Elections officials say voters can still collect it on polling day and perform their civic rights. And on Female Genital Mutilation Day, the Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family hails women and legislation that protects women's dignity. The details right now. Thanks for watching the 7:30 news on CRTV. I am Moki Edwin Kinzaka in Yaoundé. Prime Minister Joseph John Gute has visited infrastructure earmarked for international sporting events in the southwest region. The head of government, who was visiting on the instructions of the President of the Republic, Paul Biya, chaired a mega meeting in Boya to drum up support for his CPDM party in the February 9 polls. Siseko Tamko reports from Boya that Prime Minister Joseph John Gute was for the second time given a hero's welcome.
It was an event in the major event, as populations of the southwest region spared no effort in reserving a hectic welcome to an illustrious son of the soil as he pursued with inspection of infrastructure to host the CHAN and AFCON competitions. From the Mongo Bridge to Limbe Omnisport Stadium via Likumba, Motengene, Mile 4, the entrance to the City of Friendship and that of legendary hospitality, Boya, it was a massive turnout of the populations to back up projects they so much cherish and could be seen as a sign of appreciation to President Biya, author of these developments in the southwest region. The Country State Stadium, with a stunning ocean view, has a capacity of 20,000 seats, back up training fields in Limbe and Boya as one of the venues to host the African Nations Championship and the African Cup of Nations. The Limbe Omnisport Stadium had a touch of what it takes to host a continental event, thanks to the female AFCON in 2016. But with the new dispensation of CHAN and AFCON, it is updating its media center, which is expected to be completed in a month's time and before kickoff on April 4. A satisfied Prime Minister showed appreciation to all efforts deployed and the hectic welcome reserved for him.
I'm always very happy to be here in Limbe. I went to school here in Manoa Bay, so it's my city. I love it, and I love the people, and I saw the people came out in huge numbers to receive me. I was last year, the last time I was here was about 2.5 years ago. And since then, there's been remarkable improvement in the stadium. It is now ready for top-level competition, and it's a delight to be here and to see that things are okay for the competitions that are going to come.
The same populations streamed to the Mbongo Square later to back up the CPM candidates running for the legislative and municipal elections.
Partnership between Cameroon and Russia in the oil sector was the subject of discussions between the Minister of Water and Energy Gaston Elundu Esomba and senior officials of Russian oil giants Lukoil and Litasco. During the audience this morning, both parties discussed the different aspects of cooperation envisaged which were presented to stakeholders of the oil sector in Cameroon during a working session. The Russian delegation was led by the Vice President of Lukoil, Ivan Romanovsky. Voters in Cameroon have been called upon to collect their cards before the voting day on Sunday, but there's an opportunity for them to go and vote if at all they know where the cards are. We have details in this report.
8:30 a.m. Thursday at the Yaoundé 1 Elekam Council branch. The premises is crowded. Electors are trooping in for their voters' cards, though few and far between. On seats to respond to their worries, a manpower of about 25 persons comprised of regular and temporary staff. In this Elekam Council branch, the stock of voters' cards is still huge.
The electors are coming to collect the card, but they are not coming a lot as I need because we have a lot of cards in stock. 22,000 cards in stock. They have to come now to collect the card and to know where their police station is.
Out of the more than 22,000 cards here, only about 25,000 have been distributed, compelling the Elekam Council branch officials to re-strategize.
We have the phone number of the electors, so we used to call them to invite them to come and collect their cards here.
Those with cards here have until Friday evening to pick them up, officials say. By evening same day, the cards will be parceled and sent to the different polling stations. Those who do not pick their cards risk not knowing exactly where to cast their votes. But there is still a way out. The population can always call the toll-free number 1508 to know their polling stations or use their ID cards.
Let's now move over to the far north region, precisely in Marwa, where politicians have been promising to attend to the needs of the electorate. But the challenge remains that the town and infrastructure in the town is getting dilapidated. What are the candidates proposing? Ayuk John Ashu went finding out.
Once among the top 4 of Cameroon's most attractive cities, Marwa is now a picture of itself. A highly degraded urban road network with interminable clouds of dust, poor drainage, lack of potable water and street lights reflect a city begging for attention. As campaign caravans of candidates crisscross to woo voters, some campaigners have been using their vision for a new Marwa to woo potential voters.
We don't have road, we don't have facilities in education, so if they give us their votes, we're going to change this time.
Meanwhile, others are of the opinion that the groundwork has been laid and they have only to consolidate achievements.
We shall continue in the domain of education, electricity, water, healthcare, and also tackle the problem of youth unemployment.
Inhabitants of Marwa hope to see the campaign promises bear the expected fruits to give Marwa a brighter face.
In Yaoundé, campaign caravans have been using the national languages as a tool to woo voters. They say in the hinterlands, only national languages are spoken. What really is the atmosphere there? Amos Enonyakwet Agbo reports.
Using D, Baya, Fulfulde and other local languages not only reflects the coloration of the region, but also a way to easily widespread convincing messages and ideas.
We are using the local language for make easy our work concerning the electoral campaign.
We have many people like D in Yaoundé especially, so we have to talk with them because they cannot even talk in French or in English.
The use of this common mode of communication largely remains a source of targeting more voters.
Cameroon has commemorated the International Day of Zero Tolerance for Female Genital Mutilation under the theme Investing in Adolescents, Girls and Boys through Training and Information in a bid to assure the achievement of zero tolerance to female genital mutilation. The Minister of Women's Empowerment and the Family praised the revised penal code on female genital mutilation, calling it a perfect representation of the integrity of women. Dorothy Ariagbo reports.
Ending female genital mutilation in 1 decade will require support from every quarter. It is against this backdrop that the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family strives for its full eradication by 2030.
During this 13th edition, emphasis will be laid on collective awareness with regard to promoting this population group in all spheres of national life. In addition, sensitization will be carried out in view of a change of behavior of the popularization of Articles 2277.
The minister laid emphasis on the use of local languages for effective sensitization.
The institutionalization of this day had as objective to intensify the global action regarding the elimination of female genital mutilation.
Professor Marie-Thérèse Abenondoa therefore implored on all Cameroonians to respect the code while engaging women, families, and communities with a call to end this harmful act of gender-based violence once and for all.
Female genital mutilation is still very much present in Cameroon, with the far north, the center, and the southwest regions topping the chart. But the government of Cameroon has over the years made considerable efforts in curbing the practice, with sensitization being the main strategy. Ryan Atusali has the details.
For custodians of tradition, female genital mutilation is the passage from the status of a girl to womanhood, but science has described it as a destruction of the female genital organ. This act, which has caused havoc to victims, is still very much present in Cameroon, with a prevalence rate of 1.4% according to the Ministry of Women's Empowerment and the Family. The far north, southwest, and center are the 3 regions that still practice female genital mutilation, with a prevalence of 20% in each focal area. But the government of Cameroon has not given a blind eye to this barbaric act. Sensitization is one of the main actions to hold back the practice.
We have put in place the national plan of action to fight against female genital mutilation, which have 4 acts, and the main acts on it is prevention. Prevention, which is based on sensitization of youth, sensitization of population, sensitization of actors. We also create awareness with our services that relay the information from the center right to the region.
Also, Section 277 of the 2016 Penal Code prohibits female genital mutilation.
New Penal Code revised in 2016 penalized with the Article 277 the problem. So actually you can have up to 20 years imprisonment if you are catched in the female genital mutilation.
The government of Cameroon since 2008 joined the fight against female genital mutilation with the objective of completely eradicating the vice and preserving the rights and dignity of the woman.
Preparations are intensifying all over Cameroon ahead of the Youth Day to be celebrated on February 11. The occasion offers an opportunity to the youth to discover what the government proposes as emancipation. One of such is the Yaoundé Referral Multipurpose Youth Empowerment Center, which offers formal education and training opportunities for future entrepreneurs. Roman Kenyi visited the center for the 7:30 news.
Created in 1963, the Yaoundé Referral Multipurpose Youth Empowerment Center, located in the Madagascar neighborhood, is specialized in the training of youth in diverse practical fields. This in a bid to reduce youth unemployment rate in the country.
Our main preoccupation is to make youth grow so that they should contribute to the national economy.
Some of the youth enrolled here also have the opportunity to acquire formal education.
In this Youth Empowerment Center, we teach spoken English to adults, some people who wish to be bilingual.
This follow-up is done with the aid of the Ministry of Youth Affairs and other partners.
If you want to get in a center, your age should be between 15 and 35. You have some experts. There are those who are from Minister of Youth Affairs and Civic Education, other ministerial departments.
Worth noting is the fact that 434 youth empowerment centers are now available in the country.
Youths in Cambe, chief town of Donga-Mantun Division, have been called upon to be patriotic Cameroonians who stand for the unity and indivisibility of their country. The clarion call was from the senior divisional officer for Donga-Mantun, Simon Quenti-Do, during the launch of Youth Week activities. Julius Nebat traveled to Cambe and brought back this report.
Activities to launch the 54th edition of the Youth Week in Cambe brought together not only young persons, but also representatives of youth organizations, the civil society, and local authorities. After a solidarity march past that saw a multitude of participants and floating colors of the national flag, the SDO for Donga-Mantun, Simon Quentin-Do, reminded the youths that the future of the country lies on their shoulders and exhorted them to be peacemongers.
Shackles of colonialism and be a united and indivisible Cameroon. A Cameroon where everybody has his place. A Cameroon where the youth will continue to be the light.
Human investments and sporting activities were also part of the Youth Week launch in Cambe. As Donga-Mantun gears up for the Youth Day celebrations, the SDO, Kweti Simon, encouraged the youth to ensure that they have a memorable moment come 11th of February.
You're watching the 7:30 news on CRTV, and it is 15 minutes to 8 p.m. in Yaoundé. Thanks for watching. The inhabitants of Sangmelima and its environs in the South region have danced to rhythms of popular artist DJ Kerosene in a concert organized to celebrate the concept of living together. The Ivorian musician and local artist thrilled hundreds of youths and their elderly brothers. Larry Fande is standing by with a report on the nights of living together in the South region.
Vigil with boisterous cheers everywhere. The young and strong. The exuberance is overwhelming everywhere in the air. It's a night to remember. So light here in Sangmelima. Everyone in waiting in eager anticipation for Kerosene to make his debut appearances. Even the LED screens and the shimmering, slivering curtains couldn't hold them back. But Tenno comes to give a light of hope and tells them there is another hope. Living together, coexistence as they sing along. The floodlight in alternating flashes are portraying the backup singers in spectrums of different colors. Well, a concert hoped to teach and cope with each other. DJ Kerosene pops up at 2 a.m. No sleep here in Sangmelima. The favorites of sounds and rhythms and lyrics get echoed. It's few minutes after 3 a.m. here at the divisional seat of the Jan Lobo, that's Sangmelima. We are in front of the senior divisional officer's office, where in this courtyard just a few minutes ago played host to this big concert. And the inhabitants here, over 1,000 of them, mingled with their favorite artist, that's Kerosene, DJ Kerosene from Ivory Coast. And he talked to them so much about living together. So they danced to rhythmic lyrics and algorithmic also dance steps to ensure that coexistence is instilled in them. Reporting from Sangmelima for CRTV News, I am Larry Erande.
Thanks, Larry. The Yoko District Hospital in Mbam and Kim Division of the Central Region has been donated equipment worth 10 million CFA francs by the staking company PMUC. The gesture was described by the technical director of PMUC, François Olivier, to be within their corporate social responsibility role. Tabot Nicholas Egbe traveled to Yoko.
It was an historic occasion for the people of Yoko who saw their hospital improve through the support of staking company PMUC. The mayor of the area, who is credited for the coming of PMUC, was simply elated.
Everybody here are happy. In our hospital we have a lack of equipment, and with those new materials I hope that the medical staff will use it, because through this equipment we perform their skills in medicines. What I can say is, on the name of citizen, I'll say thank you very much, and I hope that PMUC will come back again with many things on their hands.
Dr. Bisawa Sebastian, who represented the director of the Yoko District Hospital, said the donation of medical equipment will solve the problem of delivery in his hospital.
It's very, very good because the personnel and me are very content for this gift.
For the director of PMUC, representing his general manager at the event, they responded to the cry of the hospital just as they have done to others.
We are very proud to help Yoko populations and the hospital of Yoko. This is a jackpot of Yoko Hospital.
Representing the SDO for the Mbam and Kim was the DO for Ryoko, who hailed PMUC for the gesture.
We saw the gift given by the Père Urbain Camerounais. This gift will help our hospital, our patients, to recover their health, probably short death.
The ceremony was also attended by the chief of Yoko, amongst others.
Wondering how the weekend is going to be like? On Bon Weekend, we got you covered. Remember, it is quasi important to start the weekend on a very good note. It is never going to be a dull moment on Bon Weekend.
Bon Weekend sur la CRTV, c'est un plan de divertissement, de détente, de bonne humeur, de sourire et un plan d'astuces. Voilà de quoi passer le meilleur des week-ends. De rendez-vous.
C'est le week-end.
So good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. It's Midi Live. It's a new season on this program. And we hope that together we are going to make it lively, we are going to make it interesting, we are going to make it informative, and why not? We are going to make it worth your while.
Come on,